Let me start with Clem Ford. He's had a little bit to say in the past about trolling.
Which third of this audience has experienced sexual assault or violence or rape?
This is harassment that all of us experience, and it's not okay.
It's not that the internet has created misogyny.
I know that we live in a culture where women feel scared to speak out about these things.
They like to pretend that it doesn't exist.
Clementine Ford speaks her mind, and she's often provocative.
What you're looking at right now is essentially the face of modern evil. You are looking at the face of a totalitarian psychopath. This right here is a beast of a creature.
The writer and commentator's views have made her the subject of constant online abuse.
The first time someone calls you a fat, ugly it really does hurt. It stings and you think, what have I done to deserve this?
She's had death threats, she's had threats of rape. The things that are said to that woman, she's almost become a lightning rod for men's anger against the rising tide of feminism.
Last week, after being called a slut yet again, Clementine Ford called one of her attackers to account.
She decided that enough was enough, and because this man who was trolling her had a link to his company Facebook page, she simply tagged his company, Meriton, and said, "Are you aware of what your employee is writing?" And they took very responsible action, which was to terminate this man's employment.
It was a controversial outcome.
She said some extraordinarily hateful things herself. So it seems to me it's a case of the pot calling the kettle black here. I mean, I think to call for someone's sacking is just extraordinary, you know, like just toughen up, princess.
Online, there was much worse directed at Clementine Ford.
This is just the list of names that have been directly taken from Clem's post. So these are the list of people who sent her abusive messages. And what we're going to do is go through the list, each of us, and tweet out their names with the hashtag End Violence Against Women and the link to the post.
Which we've made a shortcut.
Yep, so great.
And then there's images.
When you see somebody like Clementine Ford has recently receiving such hateful messages, such violent messages, such threatening messages, you realise that it's not about her, it's not about any one particular writer, journalist, woman online, it's about all of us. Yep, we need a link to, yep.
Clementine Ford is overseas, but her experience prompted Kerry Sackville to launch a Twitter campaign exposing the trolls.
They're so brazen about it. They use their real names. They don't bother hiding behind a fake profile. That's how much they know that there is no consequence and no retribution. And I thought it's time to stand up and take a stand against it, and for all of us to support her and to support each other.
The End Violence Against Women Twitter hashtag went viral today.
By naming these people, it might make someone else think twice before they put that kind of vile stuff online. People need to be held account, and if our organisations in society and our institutions aren't going to do that, then we as women have to take collective action.
I hope your children are raped and killed, you silly. Journalist Tracy Spicer is one of a group of high-profile women who declared war on the trolls earlier this year by reading the abusive tweets directed at them.
You complete numphy. Reading these comments makes me feel physically ill and frightened. You know, I'll go and check that the front door's locked. I'll feel like people are coming to get me, to kill my children. It is absolutely terrifying.
She wants men dead, ban her from social media, and let her vitriol die instead. I think it's really amazing to see a huge community of women standing up to these online abusers and basically saying, you're no longer going to get away with this. That's kind of, what about that one?
These women also decided to stand up to an online abuser.
A friend of ours' Tinder profile was shared on Facebook, shaming her for her sexuality, basically. We jumped in and told them that slut-shaming is not on, and from there it became very abusive and very aggressive directly to all members of the group. So it was like there was a barrage. I'd rape your mother if I saw her, but I wouldn't rape an UGG. That was me, because I read all of them today.
They reported the online abuse to police. A man was charged with using a carriage service to menace, harass and cause offence, and the case is back in court next week.
There's literally thousands of them, because every time someone like Clementine or someone like us stands up against them, it's like we're inviting more of them to come and attack us.
And there are a lot of women out there, and men too, who want to do something, who want to take a stand and who felt helpless, and there's nothing they can do. So at least this is giving all of us a voice.